The feelings that I was going through were very intense. There was pressure in my head and my shoulders, and that's why I had to leave. Recently, I've had depression, and on top of this depression, or in this depression, I struggle with loneliness. And in this loneliness, it just brings me to a dark place where I don't want to interact with people. I tend to isolate myself and not express myself and how I'm feeling to people. And on top of this loneliness and depression, there's so many things going on in my life that pile on top of it. And it got to a point where it was just breaking me. And through that breaking, I was just bottling it up inside. And as I bottled up these emotions, these feelings, I just couldn't take it anymore. It just brought me to a really dark place. So I was at one of my favorite coffee shops, decided to journal for the first time in a long time. There are many ways that I tried to connect with God, whether it's walking, whether it's praying on my knees, but journaling came up. And I was just expressing myself to God to the point where it brought me to tears. The feelings that I was going through were very intense. There was pressure in my head and my shoulders, and that's why I had to leave because I couldn't take it anymore. I felt lonely. I didn't know what I was going to do for the future. I was looking back to my past. I was comparing myself to other people. There was just a whole myriad of things going on at that point, and I just spilled it out to God. I left that scene, Olive Market. I got in my car and I said, God, what do I do now? As I was crying, I drove off and something said in my mind to praise me while you are hurting. Give me praise and I'll give you a blessing while you're hurting. And that's what I did. I turned on the song Communion, and that song just spoke to my heart. There's a part in the song, if I can read it for you. Take me back to the garden, lead me back to the moment I heard your voice. Take me back to communion, lead me back to the moment I saw your face. It feels so good to know you are my friend. And this is the garden. Here in the place, I find you close. This is communion. So as I felt lonely and I was listening to this song, it just touched my heart because it let me know that God was there. God has never left. I've been through this before. This is when my heart started beating again and I could feel God. And as I was crying and praising Jesus in that moment, knowing that he was there in my depression, God was with me in my loneliness when I felt in the darkest place. That was just one instance that he just reminded me that he was there. And as I drove, I got up to the mountain and I found this little card in my car. And it was another solidifier that Jesus was there. It says here in Proverbs 3:5-6, one of my favorite verses, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So when I was feeling lost, when I was feeling lonely, that verse popped up. It was in my car. And on the back is another affirmation that Jesus was there. It says, you don't have to figure it out or find your way alone. Let me lead. I know the way. Jesus. And from there, my faith was solidified again. The pressure and the weight was lifted for that moment. I still go through it, but this reminder that Jesus is there, I'm not alone, that was a solidifying moment for my faith. I'm Greg Jhanapin, and this is my story.
I'm Pastor Tara Van Cross, and we're so glad that you've tuned into our Azure Hills Church YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, and click on the bell so that you'll be notified every time we share new videos. We are so glad that you're here. Until next time, please know that we're praying for you as you continue to be a voice of hope.